Alrighty. The final team. Is this the first Asian side? No, I guess Australia last group.
We also we had Australia is technically its own continent,
Right. It's like Oceania, right?
but we
Is
had
this?
Iran. They're Asian.
That's right. There. Yeah.
Um,
Um.
I don't know if we had
And,
anybody
and
else though.
Qatar? Does Qatar count for that?
Yeah, Qatar's Asian.
Yeah. So, um. Anyways, Japan, one of the few teams who have actually confirmed their 26-man lineup already.
Hmm.
Um. At least at the time of recording, recording on the 8th. Should be posted either on the 9th or maybe the 10th, depending on if we need the extra time. Um, they are the 24th ranked team in the world, and they enter the group after being runners up in Group B of African qualifying, beating out Vietnam, China, Oman, and Australia. So, again, just like the other European teams, very, very difficult group, but usually a powerhouse in the AFC. Um, Former Japanese midfielder Hajime Moriyasu will look to take his side and cause some waves. They're a little bit of an underdog, aren't they? They were the finalists in the 2019 Asian Cup, and they will have a lot more firepower than I think people understand, personally. What about their last five?
Yeah, so last five for Japan. They have a 6-0 win against 145th ranked Hong Kong, a 0-0 draw against 79th ranked China, 3-0 win against 28th ranked South Korea, a 2-0 win against 16th ranked USA, and a 0-0 draw against 44th ranked Ecuador. So definitely strong form coming in. Not the best result against China, but I think the other games they you can't really ask for too much more.
Yeah. Um, Again, they competed with a lot of really good teams. Really, they're kind of crazy that their worst result, at least from when I might have missed a few because I didn't have any in there. Did you mention the Tunisia game? I
No. Did I miss that one? I usually just look up their fixtures on transfer market.
Me too. I might have picked games that were
I'll double
uh
check that while you talk about it.
yeah. So oh okay. I didn't go. I didn't do the East Asian Football Championships. I didn't look at those. Those were a bit too far down.
Oh,
Um.
gotcha.
So they lost 3-0 to Tunisia. They beat the U.S. 2-0. They beat Ghana 4-1, another World Cup team. They beat Paraguay 4-1, and they only lost to Brazil 1-0. And that's a very good Brazil side. They started Neymar, Rafinha, Vinicius Jr., Lucas Paqueta, Casemiro, Fred, Dani Alves, Militao, Marquinhos, and Allison in goal. That team only lost 1-0. This team is one of those really good, well-oiled machines. They are going to compete and know exactly how they're going to play, and they're going to take it at you. And it's going to start with their center defensive mid, Wataru Endo. Playing for Stuttgart right now. He has 43 caps for Japan. Very, very important defensive midfielder for this side. He's a captain for that side in Germany, and you can be sure that he's going to carry that into this squad as well. 43 appearances for Japan, like I said. He does have a couple goals to his name, scored a couple goals for Stuttgart as well. But he really, really, his thing is he reads the game well. He gets into those shooting lanes. He gets a lot of blocks, a lot of pass interceptions. He's going to get stuck in. He's not afraid of a challenge. He's good in the air. He's going to really be the one to hold this team together.
You know what I didn't realize before doing research for this team? How many of these guys are playing in Europe and like on good
Right?
teams too?
Right?
It was crazy. I did not realize like I thought this team was going to mostly be like a couple guys here and there that are playing for in Europe and then just like a lot of guys from the Japanese league. But no, it's like I feel like majority of their roster is playing in Europe in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
So I feel like you can go with a number of guys here for top player. I went for Takahiro Tomiyasu playing for Arsenal. I think a name that's become much more known on a worldwide scale. 11 appearances for Arsenal this season, one clean sheet. Surprisingly, hasn't had the best rating so far this season, considering the fact that Arsenal have been super strong this year.
Right.
Um, World Cup qualifying, 6 clean sheets in 8 appearances with an assist. Can't ask for too much more, honestly. And then only played in one friendly, played in the game against the US, kept a clean sheet in that game as well. I think his versatility is also going to be helpful. He could play at center back, he could play at right back. I think he's going to be a really key piece in that back line for them. Whether they, like I said, whether they play him at center back or right back. But I think that versatility also helps make him even more of an important player because you can shift things around and keep him in the team.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the reasons I included him as well, they did name Yuta Nakayama to the team from Huddersfield. However, he is going to have to withdraw because of he blew out his Achilles. So I don't know who they're going to name, but my assumption is he slides into, because they had Nakayama playing all across the back line. He's technically listed as a center back, but they played him at right back. They played him at left back, and I think Tomiyasu is going to slide into whatever spot that is there. So I also included him there. Um, the last person I have is a very experienced center back. He will be the captain of this side and the anchor of this side. It is Maya Yoshida. Um, Listen, he started and captained the game against Brazil. If you can keep that Brazil team off the board for essentially 90 minutes outside of one goal, you are doing something right. He has got everybody working on the same page. He's got um, man, he's got them all going in the same direction. That's what a captain has to do. Very very intelligent. He's going to use that experience. I think he's 34 now, so he's going to use that experience to help lead those around him. Um, Safety first, get that ball out and keep it away. He's going to contain some very strong opponents, and that will be key for Japan's survival here.
I'll never forget his time at Southampton. That's
Right,
yeah, he'll always be like a center back that I remember.
right.
Last guy on my list, a name that's known pretty much in like almost every household that relatively follows the sport. Takumi Minamino. Uh, I think still technically contracted to Liverpool. I believe on loan at Monaco this season. He has had a pretty okay season so far for Monaco. Goal, 3 assists, in 9 appearances. He absolutely tore it up in World Cup qualifying, though. 10 goals, 4 assists in 15 appearances. Really,
Yeah,
I mean, that's almost a goal contribution a game in World Cup qualifying. So tore it up. No goals or assists in the games against Ecuador or Brazil. Didn't play in the other friendlies, I don't believe. But yeah, I think, he's when you think of like Japan attackers, he's one of the first names that comes to your mind. I think he's going to be super crucial in the attack for them. I like that. I think he can have that versatility in the attack as well in terms of like where he's playing on the field. I think he's going to be a super key piece. There's other great attackers as well that are going to be able to play off of him, but he's the one that comes to my mind first when I think of Japan attackers. So he's on my list.
yeah. I don't actually have him necessarily in my starting 11, but he's definitely going to be a key part off the bench. It seems like he's been kind of left out um, over the last couple of um, fixtures, if you will. Um, yeah, he tore it up in World Cup qualifying, no doubt about it. But it seems like in the last couple of friendlies, he's been brought in but not used. And even in the East Asian Football Championships, he hasn't been involved much. Um, so just something to think about. I think he still plays a very important part, very important role. I just don't know if he starts necessarily. So my starting 11 in a 4-3-3, I've got Kawashima in goal, the 39-year-old. Is that right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Ugh. Yeah, he listen, he's been around so long and he's got so much. I think there's a ton of Daniel Schmidt, the American born, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I think he's from like Illinois or something.
Yeah, he was born in Illinois, but Japanese citizenship and um, now playing in Belgium. Uh, he'll be there, but I think this is Kawashima's last run, so they'll give it to him. Tomiyasu at the right back, Yoshida and Taniguchi in the center back spots with Nagatomo on the left. I got Endo, Shibasaki, and Kamada in the midfield three. And then I've got Aito. I've got Maeda at the striker spot and Mitoma on the left.
Okay. I feel like you can go like so many different ways with this team. And I
Yeah,
feel like
yeah.
even if you look at their most recent friendlies, that's kind of what they've done is they've just mixed and matched like everything. Yeah, so I've got Kawashima in goal as well. Back line, I've got Yuta Nagatomo at left back, Itakura and Yoshida as the two center backs. And then I got Tomiyasu at right back. Oh, by the way, I have him in a 4-2-3-1.
The same
Midfield
thing.
midfield two, I've got Morita and Endo. Three in the attack, I've got Minamino, Kamada, and I've got either Kubo or I've got Ito. And then
Okay.
up top, I have Maeda as my starter, but I put Maeda slash Asano.
Yeah. Either or.
There's so
Um,
many things you can mix and match with this team. Honestly, I really can't get like a good read on what the starting 11 will be. But to be honest, I kind of feel good no matter like what you mix and match with. Like the team feels good no matter what.
right. Like I said, the biggest noise that was made um, was the fact that they left off two guys who were playing in Celtic, um, which shocked a lot of people. Um, trying to find their names really quick. Oh, Rio Hatate and Kyogo Furuhashi. So, um, both of those two, one of them, Furuhashi, was like supposed to be a lock. Nobody knows what happened. Um, Hatate was always on the outside, apparently. So it's very, very interesting there. But they start off with Germany. They go to Costa Rica and then Spain. Um, Here, you're looking at basically maybe you can nick a point from Germany, but if you beat Costa Rica and other games go in your favor, you may only need 1 point against Spain to move on. It'd be very, very interesting to see how that lines up. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'm catching the Japan versus Costa Rica game as it kicks off at 5 in the morning on a Sunday.
Oh, absolutely not.
So listen, I might go all in here. I'm this is the first World Cup
If
I'm
you ask me
watching.
to live stream that game, I'm going to block you.
Only if the US plays at 5 in the morning.
Oh Lord.